you. You will.
Good morning, and thank you for taking the time to join us today. My name is Scott Gross. I'm the Marketing and Training Director here at American Senior Services, and we'd like to wish each and every one of you a Happy New Year. This is the first webinar of 2017 for our company. Before we get started, when you came in to register, that would have been your opportunity to download PDFs of our brochure, our enrollment form, our price sheet, our enrollment guidelines, frequently asked questions, and a representative agreement. If you did not do that at that time, if you wait until the final slide of our presentation, that's where you're going to see both my email address and my colleague Mark Sitton's email address and our phone number, our toll-free number. You can reach out to us. We'll be happy to send those to you for you to go over. Okay, so at this point in time, I'd like to introduce our Vice President of Sales, Mark Sinton.
Hey, thanks, Scott. Good morning, everybody. As Scott just said, a Happy New Year to everybody. Like he just mentioned, this is our first webinar of 2017. I know many of you are new to our company, and we know time is money. I also see a handful that are on our webinar, and by the way, we have people continuing to log in right now. So the slide presentation that Scott will be starting will be about 5 minutes from now. But for the people already in production, I want to thank you very, very much. I know in many cases you've emailed me that you have reached out to your colleagues and directed them to our company. We appreciate that. Give you a little bit of 2016 last year. Was a banner year for our company. Admittingly, every year we have expanded. 2016, we ended up with over 4,200 reps throughout the country for our product. For the newcomers, we are very shortly to start our 10th year anniversary next month. So again, that's an exciting time for all of us. Many that have known our company for years. We've had separate units. We've been in the insurance business since 1958. Over 50 years. I've been with that firm for over 35 years as a licensed insurance agent specializing in senior products and mostly long-term care. American Senior Services, we separated the companies almost 10 years ago. So again, everything we do on a day-to-day basis is tied into our home care service contract company. It's available in all 50 states. Just so everybody knows, the paperwork and, of course, commissions and all the pricing is identical in every state. Even though the majority of our enrollments are still done face-to-face, as Scott's going to show you, you can do it online, you can do it through the mail. We are an A-plus company that we've earned from, of course, the BBB, Better Business Bureau. And also want to make a point, the Dun & Bradstreet rating, what many of you are familiar with for independent companies, the highest rating a company can have is an 80. An 80 is equivalent to an A-plus with AM Best as an insurance carrier or Standard & Poor's A rating or Weiss. We are an 80, which is the highest rating possible through Dun & Bradstreet. We're very proud of that. That's based on credit worthiness and the ability to not only can pay claims and services and commissions. So again, for the people that are not familiar with Dun & Bradstreet, please log on, take a look at that. We are very, very proud of that. We don't have any debt service. All service and claims are paid each week as we receive invoices, are all paid by Thursday. All commissions are paid 10 days after we receive the enrollments. So very, very quick turnaround. In saying that, I want to tell you a little bit about the principles of our company. The two owners, Bob Doolan and Bobby Gross, have been in the senior market for over 30 years apiece, specializing, again, similar to myself, in long-term care and dealing with seniors. And again, we take great pride in our company and our representatives. And again, always want to thank everybody for their business. I want to tell you a little bit about what we are and what we are not. We are not an insurance company, and we are not an insurance product. We are not a discount service. We are a home care company. What that means, you're selling people a home care product when and if they need service or need help. It is just one call, does it all. that we are in our third generation of our product. The True Freedom Premier Plans were launched in September of 2014 on a national basis. So again, we're in all 50 states like I just mentioned. And you know, the beauty of our plan that by the time Scott finishes his slide presentation, many of you will be in a position not only to know enough about our product and understand enough about our product, but you'll also have probably a handful of clients. I normally would tell people, get a pen and piece of paper out, because while we're presenting this product, think of some of the seniors that you've either done work with in the past that may have your Medicare supplement, they may have an annuity product with you, they may have a cancer product, a final expense, or even a long-term care, and they're in the higher age brackets and may want to add additional coverage because we're not a replacement of any form of coverage. This is to add to it. But in so many cases, we get emails after a webinar saying, you know what, Scott, Mark, I had 4 or 5 people the next week I went to see, and we sold 2 or 3 of them just based on knowing enough about your company and product that it was suitable to do so. So the beauty of this, it should be a very, very simple fit. Back to the old concept of simplified issue. We're field acceptance. We have one suitability standard that we're going to talk about a few times on the webinar, that on the enrollment form it states if you're currently receiving home care or currently in need of home care, it would not be a suitable enrollment. We would not want any of our reps to think that you have a client of yours that has a nurse on its way to the house and that you would want to submit that to us knowing that you're converting their current problem that's current right now with that senior and make it the company's problem in the very, very near future. And we'll talk a little bit more about that as we go forward. Again, the commissions range between entry level of $500 per sale to all the way to $2,400 per sale. So it doesn't take a whole lot of sales to make an awful lot of money with our company. And in saying that, I am going to give it to our good friend Scott Gross to start his slide presentation, and then after the slide presentation, we'll open up the phones to take all the calls. So here's Scott Gross.
Thank you very much, Mark. Let's go ahead and get started, everyone. So what are True Freedom Premier Plans? They're home care service contracts. They're memberships. They're not insurance. We're always very clear about that. They're actually quite similar to AAA Motor Club memberships, you know, whereas with AAA, when your car breaks down, you make a call and someone comes out to assist you. Same thing, same concept, except geared towards seniors. They start to encounter difficulties at home. They need a little extra help. All they do is pick up the phone, make a call, and home care is sent to their door, usually within 24 hours, contractually within 3 days. The plans feature no underwriting, no age limits. Like I just mentioned, it is a one-call, does-it-all schedule of home care. There's no doctor's reports, no ADLs, no health triggers in order for members to receive home care. All they do is pick up the phone. And like Mark said, all of the home care is available in all 50 states. So getting started, why should your clients buy a True Freedom Premier plan? Our top representatives tell us the number one thing that it provides when they place a plan in a home is peace of mind, that the seniors and their families now know that some kind of plan is in place in the event of something unexpected happening. Statistically, the number one reason seniors need help at home is because they trip and fall and hurt themselves. The only way to have, you know, to take care of something like that is to already have some kind of plan in place. The other thing that the families and the seniors love about our plans is the ease of use, the fact that there's no paperwork involved, there's no ADLs, no health triggers in order for them to receive service. When they need help, all they do is pick up the phone and give us a call, and that gets the whole thing started. There's great savings and value to be taken advantage of upon enrollment, and I'm going to tell you how to do that in just a few slides. And the fact that all of the care is provided in the comfort of their own home. 99.9% of the seniors you talk to out there never want to think about going to an assisted living facility or a nursing home. They want to stay at home for as long as possible. And we believe the True Freedom Premier plans give them the very best shot at that. Like Mark had just mentioned, we do ask that you use proper judgment at enrollment. It's obviously not for seniors who are already in a nursing home setting. And it is not for individuals who are currently in need of or currently receiving any home care service or assistance, including from family members, at the time of enrollment. One of the things Mark and I, things we use in terms of identifying who might be a suitable enrollment for this is we say if the whole family left on a month-long cruise but grandma didn't want to go and she stayed at home, would she be able to take care of herself for the 30 days that you were gone, or would someone need to be taking care of her for any number of things? If grandma would be fine on her own, it's a suitable enrollment. Go ahead and sign her up. But otherwise, this is obviously for seniors who are currently maintaining all of the daily needs and activities of their lives, but they're concerned about the future aging process, declining health, having assistance when needed, and with living independently for as long as possible. So think of all the individuals out there with no home care plan in place whatsoever. Seniors who were previously rejected for a long-term care insurance policy, or maybe they just waited too long to start shopping for some kind of coverage, and now they don't qualify in terms of health or financially they can't afford it. Like Mark had just mentioned, think of your aging block of Medicare supplement clients, or for the parents of your existing long-term care clients that you're enrolling between the ages of 45 and 60. Before you leave the house, you might want to ask them, so what kind of plan do your parents have in place? And then think about, for all of those people out there who have written long-term care over time, think of all of your long-term care policy owners out there who have no home care rider, or maybe they have lengthy elimination periods. Maybe they have tax-qualified policies with 90-day critical illness requirements, or just older policies that are just below the current cost of care these days. It's a great way to integrate the True Freedom plans with those existing policies. So as you open up our brochure on page 2, it talks about an evolution in senior home care, and it gives that statistic how 70% of seniors are going to need some type of home care in their lifetime, and that many of the seniors are under the impression that their existing health care also is going to cover all of their home care needs, and we know that's simply not the case. Their loved ones are going to have the best intentions to be there for them when a crisis arises, but they quickly become overwhelmed by the amount of work involved in caring for a senior loved one. This is where the True Freedom Premier plans come in place in providing a much-needed break for those family members, or for those family members that don't live anywhere near their parents any longer, that they have some kind of plan in place that they can call and know that care is going to be at the door in short order. When you go down the page, it talks about some of the features, the fact that our plans are field-issue contracts, that there's no underwriting, no claim forms, no deductibles, no co-pays, no age limits, and that our plans can provide up to a 24-hour-a-day, 7-day-a-week home care service when requested. You'll also see on the bottom of every page, it clearly states the True Freedom Premier plans are service contracts, not insurance. On page 3, it gives the overview of the 4 different plans that are available and the type of non-medical home care service that's available as part of every True Freedom Premier plan. So all of the things seniors and their families are most concerned about, things such as meal planning and preparation, assistance with dressing, bathing, toileting, hygiene, grooming, laundry and ironing, grocery shopping, light housekeeping, monitor food expirations, medication reminders, accompany to a place of worship, accompany to doctor's appointments, and much more. The 4 plans that are available starting at the bottom is our introductory plan. The Bronze plan offers 150 initial home care service hours, 1,500 lifetime membership hours, and has a current $30,000 lifetime retail value. The next plan, our Silver plan, 300 initial home care service hours, 3,000 lifetime membership hours, has a $60,000 current lifetime retail value. The Gold plan, 600 initial home care service hours, 6,000 lifetime membership hours, and a $120,000 current lifetime retail value. And our top plan, the Platinum plan, offers 1,000 initial home care service hours, 10,000 lifetime membership hours, and a $200,000 current lifetime retail value. Now, each plan's total hours are going to be 10 bundles of the initial hours of their chosen plan, separated by a 90-day rejuvenation period. Now, this rejuvenation period occurs once a member has exhausted all of the initial hours of that plan, whether they do that in a year or it takes them several years, because members aren't going to access their hours until they need them, and depending on how quickly or how slowly they utilize the hours, it could take several years before they utilize that initial bundle of hours. But once they've gone through, for example, the Platinum Plan has 1,000 initial home care hours. Once they've gone through the 1,000 hours, then they go into a 90-day rejuvenation period where they would have no home care service available through their membership. But then on the 91st day, they would have a brand new bundle of 1,000 hours to utilize as quickly or as slowly as they desire. So each membership is going to be 10 bundles of the initial hours of that plan separated by 90-day rejuvenation periods. And this is something our actuarial staff has come up with to keep the True Freedom Premier plans financially viable, and the fact that we have not had a single rate increase in the history of our company. We're very proud of that. We want to keep that in place for as long as possible. If we ever did have to raise rates, the plan is to raise rates on new members, not existing members. So the rejuvenation period has been working very well for that in keeping our rates low. So you sell this plan to someone and they say, okay, now I have the plan. Well, what happens when I don't need it? I'm still in good shape. I'm not near having to use any of these. This is where the True Freedom Discount Reward Program comes in. Members are going to earn a 10% discount for every anniversary and renewal of their membership when no home care services have been utilized. And that savings is going to continue for the first 4 years of their membership. So if you look at the graph on the screen now, going into the 5th year of membership, if they still haven't utilized any home care, they're going to be paying 40% less than they were in year 1 to maintain that membership. And it's going to stay at that 40% discounted rate year 6, year 7, year 8 until they utilize service. Once they utilize service, that's when the price of the plan goes back up to the original amount and stays at that amount for the rest of the membership. So this is their opportunity to not utilize service until they absolutely need it, but for the price of maintaining the plan to go down and stay at a discounted rate until the day comes when they need to utilize the service. Now, the other thing you're going to want to bring to people's attention is because they're contracting for access to hours and not days or dollars, the value of those plan hours is going to increase over time with the cost of home care. So on the screen right now we have an example. The Platinum Plan has lifetime membership hours of 10,000 hours. Now, the 2015 average cost of home care per hour is $20 an hour. That's where we come up with that $200,000 value for the 10,000 hours. The price is actually closer to $23 an hour these days. But the estimated cost of home care per hour in 2020 is $26 an hour. That would bring the value of the hours of that Platinum Plan up to $260,000. So it's a built-in inflation protection within each plan. On the screen now we have a value proposition for a Silver Plan. If a member bought a Silver Plan, had the plan for 4 years, they have paid in a total of membership fees, $67.83. But then the member goes on service in the 37th month for 12 weeks using 25 hours a week. If they didn't have the True Freedom Premier plan and they were paying just retail out of pocket for that same 25 hours a week for 12 weeks, they'd pay out of pocket $7,800. Now, that's less than they would have paid in for their True Freedom membership, and with the membership they would still have 2,700 hours or 9 bundles of 300 hours to utilize as part of their Silver Plan. That would be an over $70,000 retail value at that time. So again, turning into our brochure on page 4, it gives the overview of the 2 types of home care that are available as part of every True Freedom Premier plan. True Freedom Premier plans have 2 types of service. One is what we call anytime hours, where the member can actually has the freedom to choose a friend or neighbor to provide their home care service. It just cannot be a family member or someone already living in the household. But those services, there's a lot more latitude in utilizing those hours. Those are available any day of the week during any and all hours, including as an overnight and 24-hour-a-day, 7-day-a-week home care service. The other type of service that are available we refer to as agency hours, where the member can actually call in and use a licensed agency that's part of the True Freedom Network that's in their city. They would let us know they want to utilize agency hours. Those hours are available for up to 5 hours a day, Monday through Friday, between the hours of 9 a.m. and 5 p.m. Now, members have the freedom to use agency hours or anytime hours any day of the week. The only thing is they just cannot use both agency hours and anytime hours in the same 24-hour period. But they can have agency people come in Monday, Tuesday, have friend or neighbor come in Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then start up with a completely different routine the next week. The only requirement for full access to the home care hours of their current True Freedom plan is that members must be past a one-time 90-day good standing period, and that's only following the initial enrollment into a plan. But to receive service, all they do is look on their membership card or open up the brochure or the service contract that's left with them at the time of enrollment, and our toll-free number is right there, 888-245-9001. Now, if something were to happen during that 90-day good standing period following the initial enrollment, this is where we have an emergency care benefit available, where members can actually collect up to 5% of the total hours of their plan as an emergency care benefit. So with the Bronze plan, that's up to 8 hours during that 90-day period. And our Platinum plan goes all the way up to the Platinum plan, which is up to 50 hours during that 90-day period. It's very rare that people utilize this plan, but the hours are there and available if, God forbid, someone buys the plan and a week and a half later they slip and fall and hurt themselves. There is some care available to them. Now, here are the savings that are available upon enrollment. An individual making an annual membership payment can save 5% on the cost of that membership. Husband and wife, domestic partners, roommates, any two people enrolling at the same time, and they can save 10% on the cost of each plan, even if it's a different level plan. Each membership plan can save 10%. And that same husband and wife, domestic partners, roommates, enrolling at the same time and selecting to make an annual membership payment, each membership can save 15% upon enrollment. And these discounts can be found on our price sheet. The price sheet, all that you can see on the screen right now, all of the discounts are prefigured in there. The Bronze plan at the bottom starts at only $95 a month. The Silver plan, $175 a month. The Gold plan, $295 a month. And our top plan, the Platinum plan, is $475 a month. Pages 5 and 6 of the brochure, this is a customer survey report, and this is something that we've created to make sure that everyone involved in the transaction understands what True Freedom Premier plans are and what they are not. And this is a perforated page that you're going to fill out with the prospective member, and after they've filled it out and signed it, you're going to tear it out and send it in along with the one-page enrollment form. But what they're going to do is they're going to acknowledge that they've been given a field issue contract, that they've been given a signed receipt, that they're aware of the annual cost of membership, that they're aware True Freedom Premier plans are not insurance, that they're aware it provides non-medical home care service, and that they've completed this report themselves. They're also going to acknowledge that this is something they're getting as an addition to any existing insurance coverage, not as a replacement. They're going to initial that they understand the terms and conditions of membership, the 10-day free look, the cancellation procedure, and the remaining terms and conditions. They're also going to initial that the representative has presented themselves in a professional manner, and once again that they've answered the questions of their own free will. They're going to then sign it, print their name, and date it at the bottom. On the other side is the renewal options. The member is going to sign off if they'd like a bank plan to just continue or go into effect on the 13th month, or if they'd like to be invoiced. They're also going to initial, once again, that they understand the terms and conditions of membership and that they've answered the questions of their own free will. They're going to sign it, print their name, and date it there. And below that is the representative survey, where the representative is going to acknowledge that the prospective member is not currently in need of or receiving home care service or assistance, and that they feel the non-medical home care service of a True Freedom plan is a suitable benefit for the prospective member. The representative is going to sign it and print their name. And once again, they're going to tear this out and send it in along with this one-page enrollment form. The enrollment form, very, very simple. Oh, excuse me, double-click there. The enrollment form is very simple. Name, address, city, state, zip, county, date of birth, age, date, telephone number. You're going to put down your rep ID number. In the middle section, you're just going to check off which plan the prospective member has chosen, and the member is going to initial next to it. The member is also going to initial where it says, I am not currently receiving or in need of home care service at the time of this enrollment. And they're also going to initial that they understand the terms and conditions of membership. The initial enrollment payment, you're going to check off what it is, the amount collected, and the check number, and once again, the renewal options. If they want to continue or go into a monthly bank plan or automatic bank draft starting in month 13, or if they'd like to be invoiced. The member is going to sign it, and the representative is going to sign it. On the back of the enrollment form is where you're going to find all of the terms and conditions of membership. It just goes over everything we've talked about, the fact that we're a home care service contract, the 2 types of home care service that are available as part of a True Freedom Premier plan, the toll-free number, how to call in, how it works, the cancellation procedure, and the various additional terms and conditions. All can be found on the one page in the back. You can read this with them before they sign all of the paperwork. Now, the one-page enrollment form, it's a 3-page carbon enrollment. So the white copy is going to be the one you send into our offices. The yellow copy is going to be for your files. And the pink copy is going to be the member's field-issue contract. There's an adhesive strip on the back of the pink copy that you're going to peel off, and you're going to affix to the inside back page of the True Freedom brochure that you leave in the house. You'll see on the inside back page, at the top it says remove liner strip and affix member's pink copy here. This is also the member's receipt information where you can fill in the receipt information there, printing your name, your phone number, and the date you're in the house. The date you're in the house is also the first day of their membership, and there's the reminder there to make all checks payable to American Senior Services Incorporated. Nothing else is acceptable. If a member chooses a monthly bank plan, then a voided check must also be enclosed. Initial payment must be submitted with enrollment. And in the memo section on the bottom left corner of the check, the only thing you're going to put down there is the name of the plan that they've enrolled, they've chosen. Nothing else is acceptable. Enrollments, they're available in all 50 states. The majority of enrollments are still being done face-to-face. Credit cards can be used to purchase a plan. When doing this, you must call in credit card charges at this point in time into our offices during business hours. Those hours are 8:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Eastern Time, New York time, Monday through Friday. We do have an online enrollment form that can be found in the representative section of our website. I'm going to tell you how to get into that section in just a moment. The electronic enrollment form can be sent in, but all credit card payments would still have to be phoned into our offices during business hours at this point in time. On the screen now you have the welcome letter that all members are going to receive a few weeks after they enroll, and it's just a way of welcoming them to the True Freedom family, and it gives them a membership card. The membership card is just another place for them to have that toll-free number to utilize. They can put this in their wallet. Gives them another place to have access to that number. On the screen now, you see the landing page for the representative section of our website. The blue button over to the right-hand side where it says Online App, that's where you'd find the online enrollment form. Otherwise, there's some great resources and downloads in this area. Strongly urge you to get into this area and click around. We've got a webinar library in there if you'd like to listen to this presentation again. And there's also some marketing assets that we've created for you. When you click in Marketing and Direct Mail on the drop-down menu and click on where it says Click Here to Personalize PDFs, that's where you'll find these marketing assets we've created for you, where you have a mailer card, which can also be used as a take-one card to leave in doctor's offices, pharmacies, medical supply centers, senior activity centers, Moose Lodges, Elks Clubs, Veterans Clubs, anywhere seniors gather. Same thing with the price sheet in the ASSI flyer. All you would do is click on it, and you can actually enter your contact information, your photo, your company logo, and you can download this as a PDF to your computer and then either print it out on your computer or then download it to a thumb drive and take it to an Office Depot or a Kinko's and have it printed out. But these can be used as informational flyers, pre-approach leads, any way you want to utilize these. We've created these, and you can personalize them just by logging on, clicking into the representative section, and downloading it yourself. So to get into the representative section, all you would do is go to our website, which is www.truefreedomhomecare.com. On the upper left-hand side of the landing page, you'll see the word login. You click on that. It'll then ask you for a login password. That password is the word agent, all in lowercase letters. And it's that simple. So we do ask that you simplify your presentation regarding the True Freedom Premier Plan, saying, Mrs. Johnson, the plan provides home care with one phone call. There's no paperwork or doctor's reports in order to receive service. The price of the membership is going to go down for all of the time you don't need it and you don't use it. And the value of the home care hours in your plan is going to go up with the cost of home care over time. It's a very simple, rep-friendly enrollment. It takes about 10 minutes. Enrollments can be done face-to-face, through the mail, over the phone, and online. Membership plans can be purchased by a son or daughter for a parent, and your compensation is going to be sent out 10 days after we receive your paperwork here at our offices. So in review, the True Freedom Premier plans feature no underwriting, no claim forms, no deductibles, no copays, no age limits. They're field-issue contracts. There's no health triggers in order to receive service, and the plan travels with the member. If they buy a plan in California and move to Florida, the plan operates the same way and costs the same amount of money. So that's our presentation. What we're going to do now is open up the phone lines. I notice we've had a few people type in some questions. We're going to get to those. We're also going to open up the phone lines and let you ask any questions that you have. Mark, is there a couple of things you wanted to say?
Yeah, first of all, thank you, Scott. That was excellent. You know, when I look back at the last 9 years and I see it used to be about every 5 years that our business would change drastically, and it seems like it changes every year now. I'm looking at an email that came December from a FMO entity that's represented our product all the 9 years, soon to be 10, and they're letting me know how many other companies there is in our space. And of course, I knew the answer already. The answer is none. There's no company right now that is doing anything similar or quite like our plan. Now, again, we will again have competitors down the road, and I always say good because that will help us with the advertising of our company, so we won't have to solely do it. But in saying that,
your line has been unmuted.
As people age and with the underwriting that's being done by the traditional long-term care, most reps are not even writing long-term care unless they have somebody in their 40s or 50s that's still able to win a Wimbledon tournament. And by the way, no disrespect, we're huge advocates of traditional long-term care. We feel anybody that can qualify for those plans, that's what they should buy. But in saying that, we very much respect our reps and all the hard work they've done. I'm looking at the end of the 12-month period of January 1st through December 31st of 2016, and how much growth our reps have had. So many independent reps now have built renewals of $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 a month just representing our product. We used to be just a sideline, somebody that would keep in the back of their briefcase once every other month to talk about, and we're finding more and more reps that are saying, you know what, Mark, this is our go-to product, because most of our clients are in their 70s and 80s when they're considering trying to get some help for the possibility of the aging cycle. So again, I just wanted to point that out because we get these emails and calls that come in on a regular basis.
We do have a question that was sent in. The question is, are there any health problems that prospective members may have had in the past, not current? that we should avoid taking apps on them. I'm thinking of some health problems that go dormant and then strike back, like MS or other disabilities.
Well, please understand that we cannot select against based on a medical situation or a health condition. So the suitability standards still play a big role, that if somebody, just like Scott and myself have said, is not currently receiving home care and currently in need of home care, that would be, in most cases, a very suitable enrollment. So again, it would not be based on a prior condition or even a current condition. It's all about their ability to take care of themselves currently.
Another question that was sent in, how much does the plan pay for a neighbor helping?
Just so you know, the anytime hours, the friend or neighbor is a seamless process, ranging between us setting up and negotiating a $10 to $15 an hour contract. That particular payment is made direct to your client, our member, for them to reimburse the friend or neighbor. There's no tax forms that are necessary. So $10 to $15 an hour, that mattering on location and what services are being rendered.
So that's all of the questions that were written in. Do we have anybody that has any questions out there?
Yes, I do, Scott. My name is Paul. I'm wondering that the 90-day rejuvenation period, I'm wondering how people react to that, because, you know, if someone needs home health care for, let's say, longer than 10% of their package, they then have to go without it, you know, for 90 days. I would think that might be kind of an objection that we'd have to face.
But, you know, Paul, thank you for the question. This is Mark Sinton. I handle some of the new services that come to our company. Number one, you're right, but let's understand something. They're not recovering or need to recover during that 90-day rejuvenation, or what you may want to call restoration, just on self-pay or self-serve. What we have found in many cases, you're right, they do continue to need or want care. In many cases, they continue to use the home care entity that we were paying for at a discounted rate. Now, we don't put that in our brochure because we can't guarantee what these private companies will do, but in many cases, a retail cost could have been $25 or $28 an hour, where we may be paying $19 an hour. Or the fact of it is, they may have set up a situation with a family member that's now going to be available for that 90-day period, or the fact that their friend or neighbor that grew accustomed to taking care of them for a, let's say, a $12 an hour fee are now doing it during that 90-day period for next to nothing. But the reason, Paul, that it's put in that plan is just what Scott said. Actuarially, to make the plan where you would not have rate increases, nevertheless, a formula that worked, there had to be a separation so somebody would just not just go through the hours because they're available.
The other thing to remember is that the member is going to know when that 90-day period is approaching, so they're going to have time to formulate a plan with their neighbors, with their family, to take care of things for that 90-day period until the plan kicks back in. Again, we know it's not a perfect plan, but there's no other plan like ours in the market. And again, we've never had a rate increase in the history of the company, and that's part of what helps us keep it that way. Do we have any other questions?
Premium question.
Go ahead.
Hello?
Yes.
I have a question about the premium.
Yes, the contract fees. Go ahead. What's your question?
Karen Goldenberg, agent number 139.
I'm sorry, did you have a question about the contract fees, which you called the premiums?
Yes, the premiums, is it true that the entire first year is due to sign up?
No, they can pay any way they like, monthly, quarterly, semi, or annually.
Okay, and so then if they pay monthly, what happens with the commission?
The commission is paid as earned, so whatever is collected is the commission is paid. So if you have them on a monthly basis, your commission would be paid based on the fact that the collection is on monthly.
And is that a set percentage, or how do we know the commission amount?
Yes, the commission, the national commission, is and please understand, because when we're talking, and we have right now one of the largest crowds out there, so if you're with a private entity that, of course, supplies you leads, the contract may be different, but our national contract for all reps that are independent is a 45% first year and an 8% lifetime vested renewal. You're vested as of your first sale. There's no fees to be involved with our company, and all commissions are as earned commissions. And again, there's no minimum requirement for production.
Thank you.
So 45% first year, 8% lifetime renewal.
An appointment? How do we get appointed?
You can either email Scott or myself what's on there, or you can call us, and we'd be happy to send you not only the rep agreement, but the PDFs that Scott spoke about at the beginning of the webinar. And you're able to write business right away.
3472.
We did have a question that was emailed in, once again by Tom Randall. He says, is there an ability for commission hierarchy?
Yeah, just so everybody knows that we do have downlines that can be set up. The way to do that is first, of course, you sign your own rep agreement, and then anybody that you would refer to our company, either colleagues or in your, let's say, office setting, you can set up with us after you have a production requirement. We have to set up the downline. You would get a 5% override on that person. And a 2% back end. Please understand, they would be under the same commission that you are. This is not where we're building some form of a upline so somebody gets less commission as they represent our company. Everybody would be on the same commission, but you would get an override for referring a colleague or, of course, people in your office. And that's something you would call me, I'm Mark Sinton again, to discuss that.
Do we have any other questions?
Yeah, can you clarify the agency, how home health care agency can qualify for being used?
Yes, just so everybody knows, 8 of the 10 largest home care franchise home care entities are in our network. Companies like Visiting Angels, Home Instead, Rest Care, Comfort Keepers, Dayata, Always Best Care. Again, we really have great coverage throughout the country. If independent or other entities want to be part of our network, all they have to do is email us. And again, as long as they're competitive with the other companies, we're more than happy to add them. Please understand that a client nor an agent can just go and directly contact a home care agency to start service. It would have to be authorized by our company, and we would be utilizing one of our home care networks.
Does the client get to select who they want to utilize?
They do not. And again, please understand, most clients, all they want really is to make sure the people are available, and most clients would not have a whole lot of knowledge of who's in their area. That's why they make the phone call. But saying that has really not been a problem. If somebody's unhappy with the service or an individual, we just change normally the individual.
Well, I specialize in long-term care planning, and I will tell you there's a difference between different agencies in different areas.
You say there's more so a difference in people? I don't know if it's so much the agency.
Yeah, and oversight. I recommend some agencies and not others.
Well, no, I understand. And most likely, those agencies, if they're national by way of companies, are already in our network. But if somebody has a company that they feel has done a great job for their clients, please, we would absolutely like to entertain them being part of our network.
Okay. Thank you.
You're very welcome. Good question.
Do we have any other questions?
Hey, Mark. Hey, Scott. How are you?
Hey, good. How are you? Where are you located? Your voice sounds very familiar.
It's Bill Clark down here in Lake Worth.
Hey, Bill. Good to hear your voice.
I'm here with Rich Weiner and Rebecca Dowling. We're all enjoying the webinar here today. It's wonderful.
Well, thank you, Bill, and thank everybody there. We appreciate you taking the time and the interest in our company. I know, Bill,
Absolutely.
You've been around for decades watching companies come and go, and I know we've known each other for, 20, 25 years, so it's good to hear your voice and you still directing people to our company.
Absolutely. Quick question that I think would help them, and I'm not sure you covered it, but there's a lot of tax-qualified plans floating around down here that require a 90-day certification. Obviously, this would be a wonderful filler for that, like the smaller plan. But can they use the True Freedom? Let's say they have a $100 a day benefit. Can this be used in conjunction with another plan, and can they utilize both plans at the same time?
Yeah, great question, Bill, and you're right. It is used in many cases to fill not only elimination periods, but the problem now of qualifying for the usage of tax qualified. The answer is yes. Now, of course, we don't have a daily benefit, but if they were entitled to the benefit from traditional long-term care on the home care side, what our particular payment direct to the company would not null and void the obligation from the other company. So let's just say the bill happened to be, to make it simple, $100 for that 5-hour period, and they have $100 a day. We would pay that in full, and the billing cycle direct from the, let's say, home care company to the insurance company, they'd still have their commitment and liability.
Gotcha. Well, that answers that question. Thank you very much, fellas. We really enjoyed this.
You're very welcome, Bill. Happy New Year to you and Kip.
Same to you.
Thank you very much, Bill. Do we have any other questions?
I have one more. This is Melissa. Is Bright Star one of your approved vendors?
Yes, not all locations, of course, but Bright Star we've used, and we've had good luck with them.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, you're very welcome. Okay, everybody, again, Scott, myself, if there's any other questions, please let us know. If not, and if you want a private conversation or have additional questions, you can see our contact information. Anybody else before we close out for today? All right, everybody, listen, again, thanks so much, and we do this now on Thursdays every 2 weeks. You'll be getting another invitation. Make sure you pass the word on, and you know what, if you need a private webinar for your group, I see there's some FMOs that are on today. We're happy to do a private webinar for your reps as well. Thanks again for joining us.
Thanks, everyone. Bye for now.